Not the focus of my internship, but an issue very near and dear to my heart, as well as the heart of the other two staff members at LEMS who are in this cohort, was the issue of equitable access to technology. As part of our classes, we had to research what the technology plan for LEMS consisted of and what technology resources we had at our school. The result of that work was that there really was no technology plan, and many resources existed that either lived in cabinets or closets, and they either never got used or only a few teachers knew of them and used them. It was a very guarded secret. The standard I chose, along with the help of the other cohort members, was equitable access to the general use computers. This consisted of the 30 computers in the computer lab and laptop carts based in teachers' classrooms. Ironically, the very day I mentioned to Heather and Cecilia that we needed to do this, an email came out telling where the 4 carts were based and nothing more. Not exactly inviting for teachers to have to use. In fact, the number one reason teachers gave for not using more technology in their lessons was because they couldn't guarantee that they would be able to get computers on the day they needed them. If one of the technology goals of the LEMS members of the cohort was to increase the quality of technology used by teachers in their classrooms, teachers had to be guaranteed that they would have computers. This conversation with Heather and Cecilia added to the an uninformative email from the Media Center assistant, and it started a 3-month implementation journey. Careful to gain the support of administration and the staff through the technology committee, the 3 amigos, as we like to call ourselves, started off with grandiose goals. We wanted a calendar that automatically populated from an easily accessible form. We talked about finding individuals who could code or create such a calendar. We also searched the internet, just certain that this already existed. When those avenues hit dead ends, I talked with my teacher buddy from Bonnie Branch Middle School about the electronic sign-out calendar a previous Loyola educational technology student made during her internship. Not only was it still in use, it was thriving. Heather and Cecilia's big fear that an LEMS teacher would subversively take off another teacher's name and put in his or her own never happened at Bonnie Branch. I convinced Cecilia and Heather that we had to do this, regardless of their reservations. And we did. I gained permission of the principal and media specialist at BBMS to use theirs. I got a copy of it and began transforming it using the resources we have at LEMS. Once it was almost ready for launch, we presented it to the technology committee. They gave great input, adjustments were made, and we were put on the agenda for the upcoming February staff meeting, which was happening in just a few days. Heather quickly prepared a presentation for the meeting, being told we only had 5 minutes. I presented it, and at the conclusion of the meeting, it was shared with the entire staff for easy access if anyone had questions. Of course, the 3 amigos made ourselves available too. While implementation was not 100% smooth, the new system for signing out computers has been received with great support and positive feedback. A couple of staff members want the old paper and pencil binder-based system back. I find this puzzling, but have the obligation to move forward with what the majority of the staff wants. Fantastic updates for next year have been suggested. They are very doable and will happen. Overall, I really believe making the general use computers equally accessible has opened the LEMS staff up to trying technology in their classrooms, and trying it beyond a level of just substitution or enhancement. I believe the next year will find more LEMS teachers using technology in transformative ways in their lessons. One last goal I had for my internship this year was to work with a small number of teachers and help them infuse technology into their lessons. Using the friendship I have with 2 young staff members, I thought they would jump on the chance to transform their lessons with technology activities. One of these teachers announced to me that she hated technology. When further questioned, it boiled down to equitable access and the frustration of planning a technology-based lesson only to not be able to get the computers, or have so many of them broken she didn't have enough for her students. These were very legitimate arguments. The other teacher, however, was willing. Because of my busyness with the other parts of my internship, however, we did not get to act on her willingness until March. I attended EdSurge again this year in late February and renewed my commitment to this internship goal. I returned to LEMS and convinced Lindsay, a 6th grade ELA teacher, that either Actively Learn or Curriculate were great online learning communities. She was interested in using either with her ELA seminar class, a group of 5 on-grade level readers but low-performing students. I conducted further research on what the two programs offered and presented my findings. Because of what Lindsay wanted to do next with her seminar students and the much larger text offerings and low cost of Curriculate, we decided to use that community. To further support her, I rented a teacher book and one student book. I navigated the different aspects of the site, from accessing the book to adding in annotations, videos, and questions to grading responses. I did find the site to be not as intuitive as it could be. I shared these concerns with Lindsay and gave her heads up on how to approach some of the activities so she wouldn't lose student time making the same mistakes. Just before spring break, Lindsay and I purchased the 5 additional student books, and Lindsay created her seminar class. When students returned from break, Lindsay started this new unit with her seminar students. The novel, One Crazy Summer, is now being enjoyed by her students and the one student in my class who served as the guinea pig for the website. One of the lessons we've learned about using technology in this transformative way is that we have to still utilize best practices. That is to say, shamefully, Lindsay nor I modeled how to work through a unit of the novel using technology with our students first, and then gradually release them to work more independently. While I purposefully built in think, pair, share places in the text so that students had to stop and discuss the novel, this wasn't enough support. Another lesson I learned as an instructional technology leader: don't assume because it is technology that students can be left on their own to navigate the technological landscape. I'm already working with another teacher to use Curriculate and even hope to approach my very hesitant young teacher friend who hates technology to use the site for shorter text she loads on her own. The more LEMS teachers move into this level of technology use, the easier it will be to eventually work consistently at the modification and redefinition levels of SAM-R. The view of the LEMS teachers from outside our school is that we are already using technology a lot. I want the reality to be that we are, and we are doing transformational activities with it when appropriate. As the school year begins to come to a close, I feel very positive about the ways in which my internship impacted the staff. The LEMS teachers use map data more than teachers in any other middle school, I've been told. Next year, a greater focus will be on the information the learning continuum can provide individual teachers in their classrooms. The equitable distribution of technology has been needed for several years now and has happened, and teachers feel very supported with their use of technology. Not only are Heather, Cecilia, and I seen as technology leaders, many other LEMS teachers are sought out for their technology expertise. We are a breathing technological community, alive and thriving, and I believe that should be the goal of anyone becoming an instructional technology leader in his or her school community.